I'm Larry Borchert, an adjunct professor in the Meat Science Department at the University of Wisconsin. I have been there about 20 years, following a 30-year career as Director of Research at Oscar Mayer Foods Corporation in Madison. Today I want to talk about the category of dried beef. As you know from several experiences, meat was originally prepared to be shelf stable, and so dried beef traditionally was salted and dried and therefore could remain at room temperature and be stable for long periods of time. And so that's the background of the product that we're looking at today. Time has changed and some forms of the product have changed, and some of that I'm going to mention. I brought along two samples, one the winner of the class and one that was down in the middle of the class, just to talk about a couple of the points that we look for in there. First of all, the external appearance. You can see that the winner of the class has a nice uniform external appearance. The lower class one has more traditional or unmodified appearance. We're finding that many of the modern customers and processors like to have a uniform shape which helps in slicing and adds to the appearance. The one point that I make in this appearance, however, is if you are using netting, make sure that you're using the proper netting and the fine mesh netting so that the surface is smooth, not checkered with the netting marks. The other thing about the appearance is the internal appearance. When we cut the product, we want the product to look like dried beef. That is a nice cured meat color and no air spots. One of the problems that we see in some of the dried beef is that the internal appearance becomes very broken. And this is not really the processor's fault, it's the times in which we live. In an effort to make this product very safe, the USDA has implemented safe handling instructions on this, and they require excessive heating. And so if a processor really wants to have a good appearance and a good texture and a good flavor, I would recommend that they talk to their meat extension specialist to talk about how they can implement integrated lethality to process this without the excessive overcook that is mandated in Appendix A. Additionally, I would suggest that in listening to your consumer about their pleas for lower salt, you might want to be careful of how much you lower the salt in your dried beef, because saltiness is a characteristic of dried beef. It's one of the things that we look for. Many of the products that we judged today were extremely low in salt, and so take that into consideration. Thank you very much. Appreciate meeting with you and talking about dried beef.